So with all the talk about the Vikings 2020 cap space and hashtag cap is myth and all that stuff, how come Cappy, El Capitan, Kirkua, Jerome Cousins, how come he doesn't free up any cap? That is a question going around the fan base right now. But here's the thing. He can free up some cap space for 2020, but it would have to include an extension. Here's why. Because Kirk has 1 year left on his deal, and you cannot restructure a 1 year deal. Like, you can convert all of his rostered bonus into, all of his base salary into a rostered bonus and still count the same because he's got 1 year left on a deal. So you just can't do that, right? So absent an extension, Kirk Cousins is going to be on the books for 2020 at $31 million cap charge with all of it dead cap. Either way, win, lose, or draw as of right now. But let's explore the space a little bit. Let's get out there. So say the Vikings are completely sold on Kirk Cousins. They're all in on him for the future. He's going to be 32 years old, probably has 5 to 6 years left of his prime. And this whole skim milk, white bread, piece of pizza ranch freaking guy, sleep number, just won a playoff game. Woo! Ink him up. $40 million a year. Ink him up. Ink him up. Right. So, say for this exercise, Kirk Cousins, yes, let's go with it, signs a 3-year extension, fully guaranteed, because that precedent has already been set. The horses are out of the barn, and Mike McCartney, his agent, can use that as a leverage point. So, $40 million a year, $120 million total. Stop vomiting. Yeah, well, let's just say that happens, right? Now, with the extra 3 years on the deal, the Vikings can restructure Kirk Cousins and free up some 2020 cap space. And again, a restructure has no effect on the player. Generally, restructures are written into the contract that the team has the right to do that, and the player gets the same amount of money. Generally, they just get it a lot sooner, right? So instead of a base salary where it's paid out for over 17 Tuesdays during the NFL regular season, they just get it all up front. Most guys are pretty okay with that, right? So here's the thing with Kirk Cousins. So production value. Convert his $29.5 million 2020 base salary into a $5.5 million base, as well as a $24 million roster bonus, just for ease of math. So that roster bonus would now prorate its cap hits over the total life of the deal, which is now 4 years, so $6 million per year. Cousins' 2020 cap charge would fall from $31 million all the way down to $13 million, freeing up $18 million in cap space, because we get that $13 million by adding up his $5.5 million base, the $6 million in new prorated roster bonus, $1 million from his signing bonus, and $500,000 from his workout bonus, $13 million. Now, yes, this is a bit of kicking the can down the road, and it does tack on $6 million extra of a cap hit on the subsequent 3 years with Kirk Cousins. But like we've talked about, this is special circumstances because the CBA is going to skyrocket in 2021. So you kind of feel okay about it. You just have to squeak through one more year, and it is whatever at this point. And also, I mean, the Vikings can do a lot with that $18 million. They can re-sign Anthony Harris, re-sign Malcolm Alexander, Steve Weatherly, or Everson could be in play. I'll also sign some offensive line help in free agency. You can do a lot of things here, right? And I still do not think that it's likely that Cousins would sign an extension before 2021. I just don't, because like we mentioned, a couple factors here. Like I mentioned, the new CBA could shoot the salary cap up 20 to 25%. I mean, legit for real, especially if they get that 17-game season through. Oof. Also, hitting open free agency where there will be suitors, notably San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan, if they decide that they're done with Jimmy Garoppolo, which I think they're going to be next year. So there could be a bidding war between multiple teams, with the salary cap just jumping from $200 million to $250 million. And also, there could be extra precedents set with quarterbacks like Dak Prescott getting $40 million a year. So if I'm Kirk Cousins and his agent Mike McCartney, I mean, there's no reason to sign an extension at this point. I just sit tight because all of those factors fall into place. I'm going to get paid, son. Because, like I mentioned, whether it's Washington or here, Kirk has never done anything except vacuum up every single nickel, besides turn down $90 million guaranteed from the Jets to take $84 million guaranteed from the Vikings, because it's the Jets, fueling the fire of the dumbest rivalry in sports history, but whatever. So now Cousins could also do this with a non-guaranteed extension, like tack 1 or 2 years onto his existing deal, and it could just be torn up, and Kirk Cousins could still enjoy the same free agency if the Vikings wink, nod, nudge, agree that they would tear that up after the season anyways, but I doubt they do that. So absent a new extension, Vikings can't restructure Kirk Cousins, but again, in the scenario in that they're all in on him, they could certainly do that and free up some of his $31 million cap charge for 2020. But your thoughts, Kirk Cousins, restructuring? Question mark. Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo or click that join box. Become a monthly or platinum Jerome player. That's right. Also, today is our members only exclusive live stream coming up at 3 p.m. Central Time. So tune in for that. Hit it up. But until next time, Skol, production value.